Hey there, happy Saturday date day. I am putting together the crust for our chocolate ganache tart. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so good. This is like one of my favorite things when I have dinner with my girlfriends to make. It's amazing. So I am breaking up my cracker crumbs here in my manual food processor. I like to crunch them up before, just, give them a head start. Now I can't get my package open. There we go. Might be too many. I had a half a package and now I'm putting another whole package in there. I don't think those are all gonna fit, so I'm gonna stop there. Kind of making a mess. There we go. And pop that on. Oh, I have it too full. That's not even gonna work. There we go. All right, get it going. I don't know. I know once I edit this, it might cut off the bottom, so I'll hold it up for you a little bit. The faster you push it, the faster it goes. The finer it's gonna pop. So I'm gonna push pretty quick. Some of the ones on top are still pretty, need to be done. So you can do this if you're right-handed or left-handed. All right, looking good. Pull that out. Oh, there's still some pieces in there. I think I just had it too full. I probably really don't even need this many. All right. Sift that part off the top and get the crumbs here. So I need 1.5 cups. So I got my 1/2 cup, and I've got 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Pop those in. I need to put that on again. I don't know if I can get it back in there. All right. Try this one more time because some of those were just too big. There we go. Now it's moving around a lot better. So, lesson learned, don't stuff it too full. All right. There we go. Now, there we go. 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs and 1/2 cup of sugar. And I'm just going to mix this up here with my mix and scraper. And I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees because we're going to bake this. And that's going to come together, and then after it's cooled, we'll put together our ganache and put it in there, and then we'll pop it in the fridge until it's time for dessert. All right, there we go. And I am using our springform pan that goes in the quick cooker, so it's a little bit smaller than a regular tart pan, so it's probably just going to go up the sides a little bit more and fill it in. Use what you have, guys, but I like the idea that it's going to be a tart pan, so that, or that it's a springform pan, like a tart pan, you can pop off the sides, so it'll still have that shape. I've made this in a pie pan before, though. There's no problem in that. No shame in using what you got. It will still taste delicious. So I'm just using my fist right here. Make sure your hands are clean. I washed them before I started this video, and push down so it all comes together, and then push it up the sides. Start kind of in the middle of your pan. Push down. And use your knuckles or your fingertips to get into the sides so it's not super thick on the sides. through and squeeze it like that. Squeeze, squeeze. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's, you know, it's gonna be beautiful when you take it off because you're gonna see the edge around it where that ends and the chocolate begins. All right. Oh, I gotta push it down in the middle a little more. I pushed it, I made a hole. All right, there we go. I'm gonna pop that in the oven. I have to turn this off so that I can look at how much time it is. I'll pull it out, let it cool, and I will come back to you when it is time to make the ganache. All right. Hey there, I am back. I have got my heavy cream in the microwave. I set it for 2 minutes and I'll check it. You don't want to you want to make sure you don't do it too much so that it doesn't scald, but you do want it to be hot so it can melt the chocolate. So I have got in my bowl my 4 tablespoons of butter, and I am going to measure out 12 ounces of chocolate. So I'm using our digital scale, put that on there, and then I just hit the button and it will go back to 0. So this is 1 bag is 10 ounces. Normally I would have just, you know, eyeballed it, but I have a digital scale, which I use for a lot more than I thought that I would. I use it actually for mail probably the most, which is kind of funny, but there's lots of things that come in ounces that I usually just, you know, eyeball or Google how much is that in cups, so I don't have to do that anymore. 11.96, I'll put another one in there. All right, just a little over 12 ounces, pretty close. Twix it up, save those for later. Maybe I'll just eat them, we'll see. All right, 20 seconds left on that. So I'm gonna grab my lid, actually. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our hot cream and we're going to dump it over our chocolate. We're gonna cover it up with a lid. If you don't have a container with a lid, you can just use plastic wrap, anything that's gonna keep the heat in, and we're gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. Oh, yep, that's hot. So we are going to dump this over our chocolate and our butter. And put the lid on. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes and I'll be back to show you what happens. Hey, I'm back. Our chocolate has sat here with the heavy cream for 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna open it up in the butter and I'm gonna give it a stir. So this is just an easy way to make a ganache. You can do this over a double boiler too and heat it all up together. But if you heat up the cream first, it's just a gentle way to melt the chocolate. And the butter, although my butter's kind of not wanting to be melted. Guess I should have cut it into pieces. It was room temperature. You just keep mixing until it's smooth. You can see it's, you know, there's some darker colors, and so it's all, when it's all one color and you don't see any more chunks, then it's good. Oh, there we go. Now my butter's coming out together. Oh yes, beautiful, shiny chocolate ganache. And also, if you guys didn't know, this is actually how you make truffles too, is you make the ganache and then you let it cool. And then you make the ganache, you let it cool, and then you roll it into balls and roll it into whatever you want it to roll it in, cocoa powder or nuts, or dip it in chocolate. All right, I have this one little chunk of butter that just doesn't want to go away, so just making sure that gets mixed in there. All right, now that it is all silky and smooth, I'm gonna dump it down here into my tart pan. Oh yes, I am so very excited for this. Get out every last little bit. give it smooth over the top. And it's gonna go a little bit over the crust edges, at least it does on this one. That's okay. We will make sure we loosen that up before we pull it out. Yum. Just taste test it. All right, so I'm gonna cover this and I'm gonna pop it in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours. When I pull it out, I am going to top it with some coarse sea salt. I have some, sorry, y'all, well, I can't find it, it's back there. I have some, it's just like a regular brand. There's, in the recipe that I actually took this from, that I got this from originally, it's like Malden sea salt flakes. I just use a coarse sea salt. It's not the same like as a table salt. You want the coarse ground so that it doesn't dissolve into your chocolate. But that's really it. And then I'll take off the ring and cut it into pieces. You could also top like little dots of whipped cream on top or some strawberries or raspberries. We're probably just gonna eat it as is though. So I guess I'll see you later tonight for the pasta.